Commercial break! We've been really busy over the past 2 years developing our very own women's lacrosse stick.
We are really proud of it. So stop by the shop. We would love to tell you more about it.
Good.
Who's the goalie?
Emlc is the goalie. Number 16, Victor Blaha. I did them once, and I think we were. Number 17, Martin Kuchera. Number 18, Mate. I think it is. I think it's a CH. Number 19, and like the S one is like a shit. Number 20, Pablo Search. Number 21, Tomas Milton. Number 22, Martin Peck. And number 23, Josef Slaka. From what I understood, that's because I think I was on with someone who did a good job pronouncing it. It should be fun. Yeah, so you got the play-by-play, I'll add some color. Yes. Okay. Yeah, they told us that earlier. They said to go 1 ear off, 1 ear on, but if you want me to use that, I'd be welcome to. Okay. You're good?
Good afternoon, everyone tuning in at home on Lax TV and Lax TV on YouTube. My name is Fraser Hunter. I am joined to my right by Marty Hawkin. You're tuning in for a matchup between the number 1 seed out of the group, Italy, and they're facing a very strong Czech Republic side, Czechia, who had a late game last night, delayed because of the thunderstorms going on here in Wrocław, Poland. But they came out on top against the Welsh with an overtime winner. So should be a very interesting matchup as we go for the first face-off here.
And right out of the gates, we'll have a hold there. Ball will go to Italy.
Certainly in this attack, we have a bit of a star-studded lineup. 3 players over 20 points so far in this tournament. They, of course, are number 14, Ryan Bell, number 16, John Piatelli, and then, of course, number 20, Brian Piatelli. As they get a first attempt there, it's a big save from the Czech keeper. That's Malasek in goal for them. And then a backup shot from Piatelli off the dead ball, just goes wide. Bell looking to bring it in now. As I mentioned, a big win for Czechs last night. Their defence worked tirelessly in that up and down, and I wonder if that'll play a factor here as we get a first goal for John Piatelli. It was well worked, a nice little kick in from behind. He does well on the spin, just to stick it in the back of the net.
Yeah, Piatelli here, cutting with his head up there, a nice little spin move, and a little fake finishes, beating the keeper. It's a nice take.
Of course, the first face-off was an illegal procedure with a hold. I'll be interested to see how these two fare at the face-off X. Both teams have near dominated so far in this tournament, and it is, of course, Venuto coming out with that there. He draws a flag, and they'll have a first man-up opportunity here.
Yes, it appears to be a push right there, a push with possession, so that'll be a 30-second man-up. The ball will go to Italy, and we'll get our first chance to see their man-up unit here with that, much anticipated to see that attack unit. We've seen them on paper, we've seen them before, and interested to see what they can pull out today in their first time to go man-up.
Certainly. We mentioned Czechia's late game last night. Italy, of course, as number 1 seed, just like the other 4 group winners. Got the day off yesterday, and were able to rest the legs. Just reset, which I think could play an advantage. This turf's quite hard on the legs. And push it there with Ryan Bell coming from behind. It's not often that you see a little dodge from behind on a man up, but he's obviously seen the space open up and he's took it well.
Yeah, he sort of came out wide right there. I think Czechia anticipated him passing it over to an adjacent guy. He saw that he had the path to the goal. He took it and finished nicely. Quick 2-0 lead here for Italy.
Certainly, they've been scoring for fun in previous games, and they've started strong here. 3 minutes in, they're 2 goals up. And they win yet another face-off.
Yeah, that's a really nice job right there, winning it to himself for Italy is Angelo Venuto. Really nice take right there for him. You know, get possession for the ball for Italy once again after being up 2.
Certainly was, and they'll just look to push it now. Ryan Bell, who got a goal already today, tends to be a bit more of a facilitator for this Italian side. Just swing it and setting up a nice open set. Now they'll put someone on the crease and they'll look to engage up top. Nice little kick out. It's one of the Piatelli brothers there, kicking it to Bell. Nice little move underneath. That was Zulian with the little swim move, but good defence, and Czechia getting the opportunity to clear the ball now. And they've drawn a flag. That's number 19, Kuchera, clearing that ball, and just a drop pass doesn't allow them the opportunity to use the transition.
So it's going to be Bell going over there. He's the one who drew the flag right there, or the flag is on him. So we'll have a man-up situation now for Czechia.
Yeah, I think it's Czechia side. No, it's going to be a difficult game. They last night in their win against Wales managed to draw up a big lead before a massive Welsh comeback towards the end of the 3rd quarter and 4th quarter made it difficult for them, but they'll be hoping to stay in this game and give themselves a chance of a big shot there. It's just deflected. Martin Bowles with that opportunity there, but Czechia back it up. We'll get it moving now. Kick it across, it's Bowles again. Just goes behind.
Some effort there by the Italian goaltender.
Penalty still not released, so they get another opportunity to the man up. And a good kick down. That's a fantastic save from Ippoliti in net there. It's been phenomenal for Italy so far in this competition. Of course, we've all seen the highlight reel of his goal the other day. Just put under pressure there, manages to flick it back to his long pole.
A little pressure from behind there. Didn't quite have possession yet. Might have been a push. They let it go. No, not disadvantaged. They move the ball. Italy has it.
Certainly great work to keep that in. And the penalty's released now. They'll just settle back into an offensive set, the Italians.
And I'll tell you, this Italian offense is high-powered. I mean, watching them move the ball, they're very quick. The ball moves quickly. They move quickly. Very slick on offense.
Yeah, as we say that, a nice little move from Corsi over the top. He kicks it down, but Serbu just letting that pass go beyond him. A little bit of scrappy play in this back left corner. And Czechia get the opportunity to once again clear and hopefully get things ticking in their offense.
Yeah, Serbu tried to goose that ball over his teammate. Wasn't there to be had, so it'll be Czechia ball.
I think having watched this Czech side, the team that liked to take the sting out of the clear quite a bit, but when they need to, they can push transition and really be aggressive at going to goal. A lot of these players are also involved in the box program in the Czech Republic, and with that comes a high tempo offense. You'll see a lot of off-ball picks, a lot of movement, and trying to get shooters open. So they get an opportunity to settle it down now. This is their first man-on-man offense of the game. Driving there, there's the high tempo I was talking about. He just looks to kick it out. It's down low, nice skip pass through. Just going to roll out of bounds. That's unlucky. I like the move though. That little sweep over the top from the Czechia player.
You have to think, Czechia will put that in the back of their head. That was a nice cut. It was there. The ball was delivered a little bit too high for the player to catch. So the ball will go to Italy, but it isn't. That was a nice little look.
Certainly was. Been a bit up and down so far in this first half. Obviously, Italy getting those 2 early goals.
Italy, from what I've seen on tape, the offense buzzes. They're excellent. Face-off man, excellent. Goaltending, excellent. I think that if you have to be able to take it to them, try to score, but it's hard to match their firepower. So it'll be an interesting game plan. See what Czechia comes up with today.
Of course, we mentioned it. They, of course, were the #1 seed coming out of the group. Large part of that was down to the goals scored by their offence. But, of course, some fantastic defensive displays from them also. They'll hope to continue that into the later stages of the tournament. It's a good move there and a kick inside and a great finish.
That's a beautiful look.
That's number 7, Matteo Corsi, with that goal. Just free as a bird inside. A lot of off-ball movement and the Czech defence just breaking down and allowing him all the time in the world to catch that on the doorstep and put it in the back of the net.
He sort of settled in there, settled into that soft spot and was able to finish.
3-0 the score here, just over 6 minutes left in the first quarter. I think if you're Italy, you want to push that score whilst you've got momentum. And they almost do that there. That's Angelo Venuto with the opportunity. And it's a goal from Angelo Venuti.
Oh, no. Actually, they
not.
pulled it out, yeah. Interesting.
I'm sure I heard someone say the goal's gone in.
Yeah, officials holding the ball off to the keeper's left side, so
Yeah,
there was some sort of technical foul anyway because the save would have been made by Czechia, but it reverts back to Italy, and there had to be some form of a technical foul around the crease. Maybe touched it with his hand, potentially. Closed his hand on it, which you can't do.
and there's another man-up opportunity and another goal there for Ryan Bell. This time, just comes to the other side of the goal, puts the stick in his right hand. He's just given so much time to just throw fake after fake. You see a little scream from Brian Piatelli.
And just, explosive speed I'm seeing right there. That's what sort of, is the sort of differentiating factor right there. Just, heads up, high IQ offense, great ball movement, but just, team speed and explosiveness looks really great today for Italy.
Yeah, it certainly is. And a timeout called. It's, I think, an opportunity for Czech to just regroup a little bit and just try and take the speed out of this Italian momentum. The last thing they'll want is the score getting ramped up too much early on in the game and for it to be a massive uphill battle for them. So, good decision from the coaching staff.
The face-offs are important, and Italy's been winning them sort of in the same little process. This one goes back, but the 3 previous ones have been sort of forward and almost were carbon copies of one another. But once again, they are dominating the face-off X.
Certainly are, and Angelo Venuto has done a fantastic job for them throughout the tournament, as I say. He'll just go to sub-off as pressure on Bell, and he gets called for a wall. He just put his stick into one hand. If you check here, you'll want to use this gifted possession as to try and get one on the board. 4 minutes, 4.5 left in this first quarter. They'll try and get things going.
Yeah, Czechia will want to definitely produce something on this 6-on-6 situation, being down 4-0.
Slowed it down, they're moving it well now. It's Martin Petch driving. Nice opportunity, and I'm not sure it was a shot, more a pass. But Ippoliti does really well to get that. He's put under pressure yet again. We know he can handle the ball. He's really getting driven to this back corner here. That's fantastic work from Knotek. That's Thomas Knotek.
Yeah, I like the aggressiveness on the ride here by Czechia. Really nice. Italy does successfully clear the ball, but that's something to keep in the back of their mind too, that they're going to have to push that and look to really, really push out and ride hard.
Certainly, they like to play with a level of intensity. Czechia, both ends of the court, and you've seen it there with some big on-ball defense from Martin Bowles. But the ball goes behind now to Bell. He kicks it inside.
That's a pretty goal.
And that's John Piatelli with that one. Fantastic work from Bell behind, and I'm sure that's not the last time today we're going to be saying the name John Piatelli. To say he's been fantastic so far in the tournament. That's really is a highlight reel goal there.
Great awareness, great stick protection right there. But I mean, he's just a crafty player. I mean, he and his brother both had wonderful careers at Cornell. You know, world-class players, and it shows right there with the finish.
Czechia will really be hoping to change the tides on this face-off now. But again, Angelo Venuto just coming out with it. He kicks it back, and big step down opportunity. Just goes wide there. That was Goran Miloradovic. Apologies for the pronunciation there.
We've been doing an awful lot of games, Fraser, on an awful lot of days here, and sort of someone was asking me what a game, you know, oh, did you do the such and such game the other day? And I said, I honestly don't even remember. We've been calling quite a few, doing our best. We really, you know, love the game of lacrosse. You and I have been lucky enough to work together several times, and it's always a pleasure. So glad to be honest with you.
Certainly is, and hopefully this one shapes up to be just as exciting as some of the other games we've done. See Piatelli going to work behind there. Pops out, gets his hands free, kicks it all the way through to Corsi, drives down, swings it through X. Bell just not able to get to that one.
The pass really wasn't on his stick or where sort of Bell was expecting it. It was a little bit ahead of him and a little high. Unfortunate turnover, but Czechia will get a chance now. Nice deflection on the ride.
It's great work from Piatelli. We've seen some good rides down the other end from Czechia. And Italy get a successful turnover on a ride themselves there. Nice sort of knockdown and then pressure on the player picking it up from Brian Piatelli.
At some point, the you know, you think the Czechia defenders are saying, man, we're playing an awful lot of defense here. You know, they'd like to get a settled clear and get some offense going. But under a minute left in the quarter, and Italy still is on offense, pushing, and they're up 5-0.
It looks to get things going again now, Italy. Nice drive, and gets his hands free there, Serbu, but big stop from the Czech keeper. They've rolled it all the way up, and Italian defender gets it, kicks it out, and yet again they have an opportunity to attack with 22 seconds left in the first quarter. Big calls from the coaches to move the ball. It's a nice little flick. And nice, a great little finish there, John Piatelli.
Yeah, that was a nice little one-handed sort of flick pass right there to Piatelli, who was driving to the net. Throws a little fake and then beats the goalie between the legs. Nice take.
Yeah, it really was well worked goal. You could hear the coaches screaming for them to move it, and as soon as they did, everything opened up.
Yeah, the Piatelli brothers, along with Bell, really looking strong on offense there.
And another win. Good talk and awareness. They've got 10 seconds, but a big hit there from the Czechia face-off player. Just thwarts that. So we've started on fire here, Italy, and they'll hope that they can continue it. And if you're part of that Czechia coaching staff, you're going to be looking for them to really slow things down and I think stop the run, I think, is the important one. But we'll take a short break. We'll be back in just a couple moments and play resumes. So the one other quarterfinal to be played is Germany versus Ireland, right? And they play the winner of this game.
Yes. In the semi.
That England game was one-sided.
And the big kid got hurt too. 5 for France. He was pretty strong. I mean,
Number 9.
oh, 9, 9. He's good too. I like that kid. Kicked the pen. He had an ankle injury apparently.
It was like borderline of late hit. Some of them were really We are just about to get underway for this second quarter here. The third quarter final matchup between Italy, who were the number 1 ranked team, and Czechia. It's been an exciting start for Italy. I'm sure you'd agree with me there. If you're the Czech coaches, what would you say in that huddle, Marty?
I mean, I would say right here it starts, as you can see, they're moving a long pole to the face-off right here. They need to gain possession somehow and maintain some possessions. I just think they're playing an awful lot of defense. They have to also, value the possessions they do have. They tend to be kind of throwing the ball away a little bit. They've had several sort of turnovers or unforced little turnovers. Solid D to Italy when they've had the chance, but they haven't had to play an awful lot of defense because Italy has had the ball for the majority of the game so far.
Yeah, I think Czechia at this stage will be hoping that they can mount a comeback like we saw from Wales against themselves yesterday. But I think it's really, at this point, it's cutting that momentum down. And if I'm the keeper here, I'm taking a sting out of that ball because Italy yet again came out flying for the first 40 seconds of this quarter. There was a big stop from Malešek in between the sticks for Czechia. He gets a nice pass downfield.
Good team, good speed here.
Look to clear it. That's number 22, Martin Petch. Fantastic speed and athleticism to get that down for his team, and he'll just settle it down now. Kick it out.
And also, if I were, Czechia, I'd say, take it one goal at a time. Let's get a couple of stops defensively. They just had one right there, but sometimes when you score a goal, you get one. Then maybe you get another, and a little momentum builds, and you can't score 6 at a time. Just sort of get back into it. They're going to have a man-up opportunity coming up as we have a flag down on the play. Out of the box.
Yeah, really poor awareness there from the Czechia player. You get a free possession when you've had a flag on the field, but he's just walked out of the restrainer. But it's a nice opportunity, as we say, for this man-up play. I think it'll be a slash, and that was on number 4 for Italy. Get things moving now. Nice little pass down and a big shot. That's fantastic work, man-up play there. It's number 20, Pavel Search with that one. He scored the winner for them in overtime last night. And it's a fantastic finish.
Yeah, he sort of just catches that, has a little bit of, he didn't have a ton of time and a lot of space, but he sort of had a little crow hop, brought that ball back and let it rip. That's a really nice goal. And like I just said, maybe if you get one at a time, chip away.
Certainly, all it takes is one goal to start a run. They'll be hoping on this man-up face-off they can finally get a win here. But yet again, that's Angelo Venuto with a fantastic face-off and a fantastic goal for him. That's great work yet again. He's just won it clean forward to himself. He knew that he was lacking a wing guy. He's just soaked the pressure from 2 encroaching defenders, puts in the back of the net, and sort of just stands there and goes, "Is that all you've got?"
Right down the middle. Great take. His face-off prowess today has really been something to watch. That's a really nice take and finish, and a shorthanded goal on top of that as well. Penalty has been released, though. That's the tie-up that Czechia is looking for.
They finally win one there. That's Matej Drizal winning that face-off for the Czechs. Now they'll look to try and get things going. Here is their goal scorer, Pavel Search. He got 2 in their last game. Certainly be looking to add to that tally. Nice, great little move. Gets his hands free. That was number 4, Caden Vlasimski. He's their danger man, their top point scorer, but a fantastic save from Ippoliti. And Italy had another opportunity on the fast break there, but the shot just going wide.
Yeah, Lietti with that nice run down the field. They had a fast break. No one slid to him. He didn't bother hitting the point man. Went right to the cage and just missed wide. Nice little man ball there.
It was a rare mistake from Brian Piatelli there as he fails to catch that pass to the crease, and Czechia come away with it. Great work from Martin Bowes, evading that ride from Italy and getting it down for his team.
Yeah, this Italian squad, really has been looking impressive today. They're coached by Brian Vaughna. He's a longtime Massachusetts coach at Lincoln Sudbury High School. He's won state championships. Excellent coach, wonderful program.
What a finish that is, Martin Petch.
It's a real nice take there.
It's a skip pass to the top side. He's just thrown a hitch, put his hand to the plastic, drove over the top, and then he's just released it into that top corner. That's fantastic.
Yeah, really nice.
It just shows this Czech side, when they get it forward, they've got goals in them. Some really good-looking goals as well. Just hope that they can win more face-offs and really get things ticking now. Venuto just flicking it back to himself, and now he goes all the way home. And then he takes it back, Venuto, and now he'll try and push it in transition. Just slows it down, passes it to Piatelli. Goes through Bell behind.
And the Piatellis, lacrosse runs in the family there. Their dad, Jack Piatelli, is a well-known, Massachusetts lacrosse player. He played collegiately at Springfield College. He played professionally for the New England Blazers back in the day. Just a very, very, and you can see why the two boys have such high lacrosse IQs. It's sort of something they grew up with, have always had. They went to St. Sebastian's High School in Needham, Massachusetts, before matriculating to Cornell. So those two, along with their dad, excellent lacrosse players. Good lacrosse family.
That's a really nice move there from Matteo Corsi. That's his second of the day. It's a fantastic little move. Just sort of rolled back on his defender, drove to the middle, and then just pulled it into that far corner. Fantastic work from him.
Yeah, nice left-handed rip.
I think the thing is with this Italian offense, you're sort of occupied with the 3 attackers and all eyes are on them, but you've got to remember these midfielders can ball as well, and your combination of them through there really makes it difficult to stay alert. As an illegal procedure, I think just a little bit early on the draw there, Venuto, he seemed to be surprised, but Czechia get another opportunity. 8-2 the current score.
Well, about midway through the second quarter here, they've gotten 2 on the board. They're going to look to add to 1 here, and again, like I said, just try to chip away 1 goal at a time.
It's a good drive from behind from Pavel Search. He kicks it up. Martin Peck, the last goal scorer, he looks to engage on the short stick. So over the top, gets a chance, free kicks it down.
Big save.
It's a fantastic save yet again from Ippoliti.
Love watching how he just explodes upward on that. Stays down, then explodes up when the ball comes in. That was a nice take too. They had the Italian defenders moving. It was the right look that they wanted to have, but the goaltender was just equal to the play.
And that's unfortunate. You see, that was number 10. Panciani for Italy, just slipping as he goes to play the ball carrier. This surface is one that I think people still haven't really figured out what footwork works best. You see a lot of them wearing your traditional sort of turf shoes, but I've seen players wearing normal trainers. someone was wearing Air Max 90s in the last game. And if they seem to get more grip, then works
nice
for them.
take.
But that's a fantastic goal yet again from Pavel Search. He just gets it out wide, just drives under the screen and gets his hands out, sticks it in that bottom corner.
Yeah, Search sort of went under, you know, sort of a lot of times players will try to sweep their player towards the middle, get to the middle. He sort of faked that, went under, and then stuck the opposite corner. That's a really nice take. And you can see that the sort of box influence that you see in some of these Czech players, and he would be one of them that I would say it looks like he has some.
And their coach, Brian Whitmer, I know heavily from a box background, and even those players that predominantly play field will feel that heavy box influence in their game in the way he coaches them. But we've got a timeout here for Italy. They've conceded 3 this quarter, which, given how well they started, 6-0 at the end of the first, they'll be surprised at. They're actually down 3-2 this quarter, which, if you're Brian Whitmer and that Czechia team, you're looking at this going, we've got a game here, surely.
Yeah, you know what? It starts again, like I said, it's valuing those possessions and it's gaining possession. I mean, Czechia has to minimize their turnovers while trying to maximize the abilities that they have. You know, if Italy were to turn it over, if Czechia, has a chance to win some face-offs. But the face-off X is where it's all starting today, and Italy's been very strong there.
Certainly have. I don't know the exact statistics, but I'd imagine probably sat high 80s at the moment on the face-off, Angelo Venuto. And we've seen so far this tournament a lot of really dominant face-off guys. Obviously you've got Faccia Ponti, who has been fantastic for Latvia. I know Mackenzie Morland's been fantastic for England. You had Rhys Jeffrey Duncan stepping up in a big way for Scotland in this previous game. Not too familiar with Irish face-off guy, but I think he's...
They have Rory Dunbar, and he is just a powerful sort of knee-down, old-school motorcycle face-off man, does a good job. Tough guy, and you're going to be in for a battle every time. They've had a lot of those ones where it just goes on for 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, as we near the semi-final of this competition, and teams playing for placements, I think that face-off X is going to become more and more valuable, and teams tire and legs get tired. You need the ball back if you concede, and that's the easiest way to get it after a goal.
And remember, folks, the winner of this game stamps their ticket automatically to go to Japan in 2027. There's 8 teams in the quarterfinal. 1 will not go. 7 will. Pipe right there.
Oh, down. It's a nice kick and a fantastic finish from Bell.
But just the patience right there of Piatelli. He caught that ball cleanly off the crossbar, and then he just sort of waited, backpedaled a little bit, waited, saw what was going to happen. The sneak happened. Really nice look.
Yeah, it was definitely well worked, and it was Ryan Bell with that goal, as we said, turning that corner well. A little bit of frustration from Jacob Malasek in goal. I think he felt his team needs to do better to get that loose ball. Just be careful, because throwing your stick can be an offence. But he makes a big stop there.
Huge.
And Italy just backing it up. He's seen a lot so far in this game, Malasek.
Yeah.
He really is a big keeper. He fills that goal well. I know, having spoken to a couple of the teams that have faced him, he's not easy to read, and you've seen that here. He's made some big saves, and a lot of the goals that Italy have scored have been from the inside, where they've really made him move. I say that as they get one that's a little bit further out there. It was a fantastic little dodge over the top from Mitchell Zulian, number 97. He kicks it down to, of course, Brian Piatelli, who gets his hands free and sticks it in that bottom corner.
And Piatelli just goes low to low right there, gave him the old worm burner, and beats him. Nice goal.
Just over 3 minutes left in this first half. It looked like Czechia might have been mounting a bit of a comeback, but Italy came out of their timeout that they called, and they really put the foot on the gas again. they were #1 seed for a reason coming out of the groups, and they really wanted to stamp that mark. Of course, you mentioned a win here sends them to the semi-final. They'll be facing the winner of later's game, the match of the day, which is Germany versus Ireland. That will certainly shape up to be a good little match-up. But
we have a flag on the play right here. Venuto went down. He was sort of slashed or tripped from behind. It was definitely went down. He was slow to get up too, and that's something you want to be careful with if you're Italy, just because he's so valuable with that face-off X.
Yeah, he's just limping a little bit to the bench. I'm sure I would if I took that check as well. But
he's a tough guy, I'm sure. You have to be a face-off man in this day and age. I mean, the amount of work. I mean, these guys are taking face-offs. You look at right now, we've had 15 face-offs taken already today. That's a lot of sort of getting down, exploding out, crouching. I mean, it's just a lot of work. And they've been doing this, 6 games in 7 days.
Some great ball movement there, but the pass inside just falls short.
Great ride.
Nice little ride, though.
Piatelli on the ride there, real nice.
We've got a timeout for Italy now. 10-3 the score here. I think going back to the face-off guys and how much they're working, it's important to really sort of manage their load as much as possible. I know you see Faccia Ponti for Latvia, who has been incredible. He likes to play both ends of the court and face-off, which is interesting. And I think in their match-up against Israel in one of the other quarterfinals earlier, you saw that sort of getting to him a little bit.
Yeah, they had a tough deal there, Latvia. They had a late game last night, and then they come out and play one of the earlier games today. Not a lot of time to sort of replenish and sort of hydrate and get their bodies right for the next day. That was a difficult spot for them to be in against a high-powered team like Israel.
Certainly was. They kept themselves in it for a while, but Israel, I think the freshness really rang through, and they were able to sort of get that win quite comfortably in the end.
I was really impressed with the defense of Israel today. I hadn't had a chance to really sit down and watch a full game of them, and I did today, and I thought the defense was outstanding, just aggressive. I mean, it was a 3-0 goal at halftime, a 3-0 score at halftime, just very, very aggressive. Ryan Fitzpatrick was one who really stood out too, just with his aggressiveness. He's also a Massachusetts native, as am I, as are the Piatellis, as is the coach of Lincoln Sudbury. So a lot of connections there, guys I've seen for years through high school and around the state. But really thought that defense was strong today.
Certainly was. As is this Italians' offense. They work another, just passing up on that shot. And that's one that he'd normally like to take. But he's just moving it well. Of course, got a player in the penalty box and a big shot. That's off the pipe. And then Brian Piatelli with the jump shot. He's deemed in the crease on the landing. And a fantastic, if you check his defence, you're really excited about that one, being able to turn over man down opportunity, especially with how well they were moving the ball there.
The ball was just flying around there, and then it comes to mind, just they look smooth, Italy, just the way they move the ball, they glide around. It's really fun to watch, and they do a really nice job on that. So we have time out on the play.
Yeah, good call from Brian Whitmer. Let's just take the fizz out of it. 49 seconds left. Of course, if it's not used, it's lost. So, right decision, and they'll want to use the entire 49 seconds, I'd imagine, particularly how dominant Venuto has been on the face-off. They'll want the last goal, and it'll give them confidence going into the second half.
Yeah, I think that 49 seconds, they have enough time here to draw something up. I think that it'll be interesting. They don't want to go too early into their offensive set right here because they don't want to leave any time for Italy to potentially get a chance to get another goal. If they were extended to 11-3, that would be sort of heartbreaking for Czechia at this point in the game. So they will want to maybe hold this, get a nice final look, and try to bring themselves that one step closer to the fast-moving, high-flying Italian team.
Certainly. One thing that can be said about this Czechia team, they've got a lot of heart and they've got a lot of grit. And if they can get a goal here, as we say, the second half could shape up to be a good one for them. Patience now, they just kick it down the side to Vlasimski. As I mentioned there, he's their top point scorer in this competition. Sat with mid-20 points. Takes it out. Big move, gets his hands free. It's sort of the opposite of what we thought they were going to do. They went a little bit quicker, they worked the shot for him, and now all of a sudden, Italy kick it down, Piatelli to Piatelli. And Bell backs it up, 15 on the clock. It's really sort of questioned the decision making from that Czechia offense there.
Yeah.
How quickly this Italian team can move the ball. It's always going to be punished, and there it is. It's Bell yet again, the facilitator. He's done it incredibly well. Kicked it inside to Mitchell Zulian, and fantastic finish from him.
Yeah, that's a really nice finish, left-handed, off hip, low side. Nice take, but that, what just happened was exactly what I suggested they maybe didn't want to have happen. I didn't mind the take. The take might have happened a little bit early on the Czechia side. It was a good move to get the hands free, but then sort of he kind of hit him in center of mass, almost like it was a high to high, or sort of a sidearm to a high right at the goalie stick. It was
But
big hit right there. Big hit. Number 8 to Czechia. They're not going to like that too much on the Italian side. Their star player, their face-off guy, going for that ground ball. Came in a little bit high right there. Definitely going to be a cross-check. Potentially could have contact to the head. We're going to probably be looking at it, I'd say minimum 2-minute penalty right here probably coming up. That's the exact hit they don't want to have in lacrosse.
Yeah.
They want to take that one out. Now, I'm an older guy. I'm sort of 50s-ish. When I was playing, that would have been an expectation to have that sort of hit. And so Italy will now retain possession as we move into the third quarter because they had possession in an odd man situation.
yeah, it's been a tale of Italy's dominance on the face-off and some excellent attack. Some highlight reel goals from Italy so far. Czechia have put up a fight, a keeper. Malisek's made some very good saves. And when they've had the ball, they've looked sharp themselves. We are going to take a break here. We'll catch you in about 10 minutes or so. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Commercial break! We've been really busy over the past 2 years developing our very own women's lacrosse stick.
We are really, really proud of it. So stop by the shop. We would love to tell you more about it.
Good Stick Co. Come get a stick. Good Stick Company is here to manufacture and produce lacrosse sticks locally here in the Czech Republic. Our mission is to make lacrosse more accessible so more kids can have access to affordable, high-quality equipment so more people can play this game and we can share this sport around the world. Our philosophy on pricing is quite simple. By removing all these different logistics and these middlemen in the manufacturing process of lacrosse sticks, we can pass those savings on to you. We can make these quality lacrosse sticks affordable for more people.
We honor our indigenous roots and international history. Lacrosse is more than a game. We play with speed, heart, and precision. Young, modern, electric, inclusive, growing across the globe. Lacrosse is everyone's sport, governed globally by World Lacrosse. We honor our indigenous roots and international history. Lacrosse is more than a game. We play with speed, heart, and precision. Young, modern, electric, inclusive, growing across the globe. Lacrosse is everyone's sport, governed globally by World Lacrosse.
For a beat drop in the background. We are just entered the second half of this semi-final matchup between Italy and Czechia. Sorry, the first half, this smooth sailing, quick passing Italian offence has been tough for the Czechia defence to handle a lot of the time. Some really well worked opportunities, some massive saves from Jacob Balasek in net, as that one's tipped wide. When they've had the ball up the other way, some big opportunities themselves, some well-worked goals, and definitely shaping up to be a good half as another defender slipping inside there. Of course, we had a penalty just before half-time for a very unnecessary hit, which is why Italy started with that ball. Interesting if he does get released after a minute, if he's got more, but it's fantastic. Fantastic goal yet again. It's Bell into Piatelli. It's John Piatelli, number 16, with a silky little quick stick.
Yeah, Bell, Piatelli, and Piatelli. You hear those names a lot today offensively. Nice work right there. Penalty does appear to be released right there, so it was of the 1 minute variety. You know, interesting to note though too. I mean, Czechia's had a few looks, and I will say that Ippoliti's made at least 3 to 4 really big saves, sort of exploding. Staying on his line, saving some high balls, and made some really nice stops.
Just flick out and a big pick up there.
It's one of those interesting ones where you win the clamp, you send it backward, and you send it back too far, and it goes right into the Czechia player. Nice play defensively here, though.
Great work, and he kicks it across to Piatelli.
Deflected ball.
It's interesting to note that was Venuto on that face-off for Italy, despite that massive hit on him at the end of the first half. We weren't sure if he'd just be rested a little bit just to shake it off, but he came straight back out and again very quick on the clamp. But here's Bell. He's got his defender hung up. And we've got a too many men call. We saw this quite often in their last game, Italy. Just several penalties that for just poor bench discipline, and something that you think they would have talked about, but clearly not enough.
Yeah, there's usually a coach who sort of runs the box over there and is constantly counting and telling guys when they're okay to go on.
Good job. We've just seen a few players slip here. It's not actually rained during the half-time break, although the grey clouds above us.
There were a couple of sprinkles as I stepped outside of the tent we were in. There was a little bit, so small amount, but this turf, you never know. Any moisture on it, it is... I was saying to somebody the other day when it was raining pretty heavy, it was like a skating rink, like ice hockey out there. People were sliding everywhere.
Great work there. It was a well-worked little look, but Italian defender just flicks it down. And they'll clear it now with Piatelli. They went offside there. I don't know why that wasn't called. That was interesting.
I think 17 may have sort of stood over for him, so that could be the case. If not, they did miss it. But
they are very thick lines here, so... sure he had some form of his toe on the line. And we've got a flag on the bench.
And that appears to another flag coming out right here, and that's something looks like Coach Brian Vaughna is having a few choice words with the official by the bench right there. His team up by 9 goals.
Very interesting. I don't know.
He's a very competitive coach. I've had the occasion to officiate some of his games back in Massachusetts with Lincoln Sudbury High School. Again, just a class program over there in Massachusetts. He's been there for quite a while. He's won multiple state championships. He's really just runs a great program, and clearly he's not too happy with something that's going on over there. There's some words being had. A couple of flags were thrown. The referees will come together and try to figure this out.
Certainly, you'll see James Hawksworth, the head referee, just bringing the bench official, the CBO, onto the field to discuss it away from the benches. Obviously don't want any influence, and it's interesting, and we were talking about a few substitution mistakes from Italy leading to a lot of penalties. This is definitely stuff, as you come to the crunch time, you get to later stages in this tournament, it's stuff that you really don't want. We're all for being passionate, but So it's interesting.
Yes, it's if we had our music guy, he'd be playing the Jeopardy music right now and sort of saying, you know, what are we going to come to a decision on what's going on here? There are definitely two flags on the field. There was one, and then another one came in late as the coach was interacting with the official. So my assumption is that's going to be some sort of a either conduct foul or unsportsmanlike conduct, or something was said that, you know, triggered that extra flag. That's my assumption.
It's a weird time for it to come if it is against the Italian team and coaching staff, because they've just played a good defensive set. They got a knockdown. They fought hard for the ground ball, and then John Piatelli won that ground ball, took it over. With that, they taking a lot of time deliberating over it as the weather's starting to take a little bit of a turn out here.
Yeah, it's the temperature has dropped, the clouds have darkened, the rain is starting to come. It'll be interesting the impact the rain could have on the remainder of this game, just because it's something with you will see a lot of slipping on the surface when we do have some rain coming right here. It's coming through. It'll be interesting too when we look to even the nightcap game on this field tonight. We have a really big matchup. Another quarterfinal will be coming on Lax TV. It'll be Ireland will be playing Germany. Germany, the 4 seed, Ireland, the 5 seed. Had a play-in game yesterday to get into that quarterfinal, and that will be happening later. So as we look right here, we're going to have
two serving. I think it's going to be two unsportsmanlike. They didn't seem to gesture how long those are going to be, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Move it well there, the Czechs. Nice kick through, nice finish.
And that's a goal. And no one's moving and being released on it, so they're not going to go with technical fouls. So the assumption is that they're going to be full-time serving fouls.
It was for an unsportsmanlike. That was number 21, Thomas Knotek, with that. I stand corrected. That was Pavel Search with the finish. Well, like Knotek to me, but either way, it was a fantastic little skip from Martin Bowles, and they'll settle quite quickly here to try and get another man-up opportunity.
They really want to come up with this nice check. You want to stay hard on that ball right there, go heavy. See the slipping and sliding is already happening right now here. The rain is coming down. And this could have an impact, especially the speed of the Italian team. Potentially could slow them down,
Yeah, interestingly enough, I believe this turf has been relayed in the last couple of years. I think it's a lot better than it was last year for the U20 European Championships. But even still.
So still with 2 men in that box, Czechia really wants to push the tempo here, maybe try to get another one while they're in there.
Yeah, it was great hustle from them. Obviously, Venuto came up with the face-off win. And another big finish there. That's number 4, Caden Vlasimski. It's a fantastic finish.
Yes, and just coming up with possession for them has been difficult today. But again, the conditions have worsened in the last moment or so. And being 2 men up, when you're 2 men up, you want to cash those in. Czechia is now has 2 goals on this man-up situation. So you have to ask yourself, was the argumentative component that was going on, was it worth it? Because now they've given 2 back, and you could see a little momentum here for Czechia.
Certainly, but it's difficult to get that when you've got this boy on the face.
Yep,
Angelo Venuto, yet again, a fantastic face-off win. And now you've got Bell trying to kill this penalty here. He's taking that pressure.
Oh, Bell is quick. Look at that speed.
Looks like one penalty's getting released. It's a fantastic finish from Bell there.
Great take by Bell. I mean, the speed was just, something else right there. I mean, he just straight line ran right by his defender. No one to beat but the keeper, and he did a nice job with that. Those choppy sort of fast-moving feet that he had right there, ran right by him, kept his footing on the slick turf, and nice goal.
It certainly was. As I say, one penalty get released, so it looks like the other one is serving a 2-minute penalty. It's my guess, but got a hole from Venuto. Ball's given to the Czechs. They'll come down with it now. Ball's with number 7, Kressel.
They're 1 man
up.
It
across to number 17, Bowles. He's been quite active both ends of the field today. He's had some good clears, a couple of assists, and he Almost got another assist there. Nice little skip through.
The penalty has finally been released. We are all even.
That was Vlasimski. That last goal scorer just hitting the upright there. They've got some goals in them, that's for sure, the Czechs. Not going down without a fight. Nice kick up. There's Vlasimski again. And a big stop from
save.
Ippoliti. Goes for the clear.
Ippoliti, so you know, he's really strong high right there, but they've tried to drop down a few times too, and he'll flop to the ground and make those saves too. So he's a tough to get a read on. You know, they took a nice shot there, but weren't able to finish.
Certainly, you might hear in the background the Ireland team just turning up ahead of their matchup later, as we mentioned, against Germany for the final quarter-final. They'll secure, the winner of that game will secure a semi-final matchup with the winner of this game. It's a great move here. Of course, he's kicking it down, goes to set that pick on Piatelli. Drives up well, passes it across to Zulian, who has been very sharp today. He's got a couple goals. As is this man, Bell. Ryan Bell just gets his hands out. Shot behind. They back it up well, though.
You can hear the wind kicking up probably through our microphone right here. It's picked up. Raining relatively steadily here.
Kicks it out. Piatelli.
Nice look.
What a finish. John Piatelli with a fantastic shot. Said it earlier, it wouldn't be the last time that we said his name, and fantastic work from them, from both brothers so far today. Go back to the face-off, and they've had moments where it looks like they could get a comeback going, the Czechia, but as of yet, Italy, every time Czech get a little run, go back with a run of their own, and pushing it here is Lieti, sorry. Interestingly enough, he's played both pole and short stick for them. All the way back now. That's Corsi.
Ooh, see that?
It's good aggression. Really good aggression. Corsi losing his feet yet again there. And he's been stripped by number 8, Popisil. They carry it now over the halfway line is Doshli. Czechia get an opportunity to attack once again here. Just getting the right matchups on. It's a good dodge. Kicks it back. Vlasimski just pulling it out. He'll look to engage now. Really is a talent for this Czech side. He kicks it all the way
Quick
across.
Release.
Shot just wide off the quick stick there from Kuchera. Fantastic work goal. That's of course Lucas Kuchera. 5.
As the rain is intensifying here in Wrocław. Again,
Good shot, but
Ippoliti equal to it right there. I don't know if the scout was to go high on him or something with Czechia right here, but it seems like they've been going high routinely, and he's just turning them back.
yeah, the high shots look nice when they go in, but keeper like Ippoliti is going to eat those up all day long. Really has turned quite nasty out here. We've seen a few players slipping and sliding already, and I'm not sure what I'd prefer in weather like this, either this turf field or to play on the grass fields, field 2 and field 3 here.
Yeah, I was able to. I mean, this is no bargain being on this in it, but I will say that the other day we had the Wales Ireland game was in another finish here.
Yet again, Piatelli's involved. He kicks it inside for number 12, Serbu, with a big finish.
Nice job right there. I mean, just to go back to finish that thought, the Ireland Wales game was quite wet. The field was sloppy. The sticks were starting to bag out. The passes were going in all directions. So, you know, the weather definitely, for those who aren't familiar with lacrosse, it can wreak havoc with the nylon stringing and the sticks. You know, can cause things to get sort of hung up, and you do end up seeing more errant passes.
Certainly, as for Nuto with another fantastic face-off win.
Big check right
His
there.
shot saved from Malasek in net. Ball's back with Malasek. He'll look to get it cleared. Just telling his team, let's just calm down a little bit. So it's 15-5 as we stand. Just under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter.
It's a nice ride here by Italy.
It is.
They're really matching feet with the red jerseys, the guys in white.
And they've sent the long ball in the end. Don't know what he's seen that's made him think that would pay off, but goes out of bounds, and Italy with an opportunity to clear it themselves.
It's an interesting take right there that you go for that long bomb, you know, sort of a throw when they could take all day if they need to. I mean, they could just work it back and then up and then back and then up, and someone's got to get free, and they felt they had to force the issue, and Italy comes away with it.
Kick it down now. It's a great take, one-handed there from Corsi.
Got a wide open cutter coming in here, 97. Nice cut. That was Zulian.
And they'll just slow it down again. 1:45 in this quarter. It's a good kick out and a good finish.
Really nice finish.
All started with a nice drive from John Piatelli. I think, just waiting for the replay, I think it was his brother who scored that one.
Yeah, I usually look at the cleats and figure them out because one has red and the other doesn't. But I'll tell you, nice little, just a shoulder shimmy. It was a little fake, sort of just lifted the shoulder a little bit, made the goaltender move, and then picked the corner. It was a really nice take.
Yeah, unsure who that scorer was.
It's always a pretty good assumption that it could be a Piatelli or a Bell when they're in. I mean, it's...
Indeed, I think it was John Piatelli on that bottom pipe, but either way, ball goes down. Opportunity for a pole shot there. It's just gone wide, and we get it in. Clock's still ticking, of course. It only stops in the last 30 seconds, apart from in the last quarter where it does stop for the last 2 minutes. Just swinging things. Ball comes up to Serbu, who'll look to engage. He's got a turn of pace when he wants it. He kicks it back. Back through Piatelli again. Corsi getting a call of 10 seconds. Piatelli comes over the top, gets his hands free. Good attempt. Shot's gone wide. There's 2 seconds. Italy getting, I'm sure they'll just try and jam it into the crease here. Zulian making his cut a little bit too early. He was free, but ball cannot find Brian Piatelli at the back, and in the end 16-5 the score as we go into this final quarter. We'll take a short break and we'll be back in a couple minutes to finish this game off.
We just had a little interlude in between here, and as the rain was coming down, our DJ here, Alex Connors, played a couple of really, rendition of Have You Ever Seen the Rain? And he was going with the Eurythmics too, and Here Comes the Rain Again, so having a laugh here with him.
It's great work. As you say, joining us for this last quarter of the quarter-final matchup between Czechia and Italy. Italy at the moment is dominating. Some great physical play there.
And that's a great call. I think he's looking at maybe getting a hold right there, I think.
Yeah, that was Kaden Vlasimski trying to drive to the crease, and he's a danger man for this Czechia side, and Italy recognised it. Just sent bodies to go and help out.
Initially, it was really nice response, though, the first one, because once he turned his back to the sort of play, he was engaged with one defender. A second came in and just sort of went after him.
And it's a fantastic goal there. Yeah. They've used it quickly. It's just a nice little kick down the side from Vlasimski to
Knotek. 21, I think, had that goal. Really nice look, though, too. That sort of one more look, and it was just him with the keeper to beat. It was real nice, as I was talking over his beautiful play, but it was really nice.
Yeah, it was really well worked. And said it, you don't get to the quarterfinals by chance, and we've said it numerous times. They play really good lacrosse, this Czech side, but I think the work of Angelo Venuto on the face-off has made it really difficult for them to get a rhythm, because as soon as you scored one, it seems like almost every time Italy are coming back up with the ball. As they pull it out now, of course, the penalty was for a hold, so that got released. So we're man-on-man for Italy's first.
And as good as this Italian team is, I mean, they have other guys that are within their program that maybe aren't here. I know there's, Jeff Trainer, for example. He's a PLL star out of Billerica, Massachusetts. He has his Italian passport, and he's a great player. He plays in the sixes in the championship tournament that they have there. So he's a very solid two-way guy too, and he's one who they could, for future tournaments, he could be on board as well. Dynamic player.
Get it over there. The Czechs just trying to slow it down is Kressel.
It was interesting in talking to some of the Italian staff when they were coming in with the opening ceremony night, and I had the chance to talk to one of the coaches' wives, and Italy didn't have a huge number of guys on the field at the opening ceremonies. Well, they got stuck in I guess there was a train strike or something there, which happens quite a bit, and they were delayed because they couldn't get get themselves here on the train that they're supposed to be taking, so they ran into an issue. But they did get here, and
they've turned up in style.
They sure did. Much to the chagrin of everybody else in the tournament, they're an excellent team. Nice take right there.
That's a fantastic goal.
Lefty take.
Little lefty swim dodge there. That's number 2, Matthias Knotek with that one. Fantastic. Did really well. A little swim dodge over the top. Well, underneath, should I say. Got his hands for it and just buried it in that bottom corner. I'm talking about the Italians turning up. The Czechs are getting there in this game.
This is, And the rain has pretty much stopped right now. It's maybe sprinkling a little bit. The hard stuff's gone. But as you can see, still quite wet out there on the field.
An unfortunate pass out of bounds there. Gives Czechia the opportunity to try and clear this. Get a little bit of a run going, having scored the previous goal. Previous 2 goals.
One at a time. That's how they have to get them. We don't have a 5-point shot, so they'll have to do their best, plug away, and just keep trying to find the back of the net and keep churning.
That's exactly, I know, speaking to the Wales coaches, that was their mentality yesterday when they did get this big comeback against Czechia. Just 1 goal at a time. Let's start ticking them off. And there's another shot there. He's blocked by the Italian defender that time. No. Ippoliti sends it downfield.
Really nice outlet pass there. We're talking right to the 50-yard line. Throws a dime to number 8 right there. That's Lietti.
Just takes the sting out of it. Gives Italy the opportunity to score their first goal this quarter. Just over 10 minutes to go. Nice little screen there. It's Piatelli down low to his brother. Oh, it wasn't his brother, apologies. was to number 15, Bonazzoni, but big stop. Looks like we've had a change of keepers here for Czech Republic.
We also look to have a few different bodies in there, but fourth quarter, sometimes you see that in a game like this.
Yeah, I think at this point, obviously they've been ticking goals off, but it may be a case of load management. Mentioned it before, but getting to the quarterfinal doesn't guarantee that qualification for the World Championships in 2027 in Japan. They still have at least one more game to win to make sure that they're there. So they might be just resting a few players, and keeper Malisek, who had a fantastic first half, appears to be one of them. Nice little dodge now though. Search, he takes a shot. And Ippoliti, he still is in the cage, and he makes a big save.
It appears that one of the Piatelli brothers is getting a little rest on the bench. They're working in some bodies through attack. You can see number 15 is in there, and that's going to be Bonazzoni, as you mentioned.
Big check on Piatelli there. He drives, looking to work on the shorty there.
Picks a corner. That's a beautiful take.
Great finish. If you put a shorty on him, he's going to work. He's going to work it to the cage, and he does just that, Brian Piatelli.
And he sticks it in that corner just to the left of the goalkeeper's ear hole. So not a lot of space to shoot for, and he found the little opening on a nice take on the short side. And again, like you mentioned, you put a short stick on him, he's taking that thing to the cooker.
Certainly is. We mentioned a change of keepers. I don't think we said his name. It's Josef Slavic in net for the Czechs for this quarter. He's had one stop. He'll be hoping for a few more. And we have a timeout for Italy.
A timeout has been called.
7:52 left on our game clock. It's been a little bit more balanced so far in this quarter. Czechia getting a couple big goals. I think from your perspective, Marty, how do you sort of manage this as a coaches? Do you look forward to that next game, or do you still try and get a few good reps in with your key players so that they're sharper?
I think that this attack unit, I would be doing exactly what they're doing, getting a few guys, maybe taking a rest, Piatelli brothers, maybe resting them, Bell. It's a lot of lacrosse in a very few number of days. They're up by 10 right now. They have a dominant face-off guy. It's a comfortable lead. You'd like to see them working through some other bodies as well. But in reality, the maximum players they can have on a roster is 22 for any of these teams, and that's a lot of those guys are getting runs anyway. So. Maybe resting some of the attackmen potentially. I think your defense, you can leave them out there because they're going to work through this. They need to. I think the offense is so dominant that the D should stay out there and get their reps. But you just want to stay healthy right now. That's going to be the key. Semifinal coming up for them. A win today, they punch their ticket to Japan. Game's not over yet, but it's with 8 minutes left to go. We need more than a goal a minute, and that's a tough thing to accomplish if you're not winning every single face-off.
Certainly
if you're Czechia.
Certainly is. They have fought well on the face-off, though.
They have, and they've had some really nice goals too, and they've played solid defense. It's just sometimes when you're just it's that onslaught, it keeps coming, and that first quarter was a big one right there. Not getting getting the zeros off the board if you're Czechia, and then it's Italy was filling it up. So
certainly, and an interesting one to note here: substitution for Italy. Both Piatelli brothers seem to be in play, but Ryan Bell has gone off. I guess that is a load management sort of vibe. He's been fantastic today. He's got 10 points.
Yeah,
I was just looking,
amazing.
6 goals, 4 assists.
That's an amazing day.
He's will certainly be happy. And
I think too, what you have is Bell might be resting now. John Piatelli was resting for a few minutes there too. So maybe we'll see Brian resting in a few minutes again. That could be the case as well. Just these guys are all banged up no matter what. They played so much lacrosse. They're bruised, and they do sometimes need to get a little rest.
But they seem to have slowed things down a little bit, the Italians. Obviously they were zipping it earlier on quite quickly and getting things moving, but A little bit slower. They're still trying to work those right looks. Kick it up now. Down inside, Piatelli.
Nice deflection right there. Oh, they were calling that a pass, I guess.
Yeah, I think it was a
Yeah,
pass.
okay. Oh,
I think
that's
he
what it
pulled
was.
out the shot.
Oh, that's what it was. He cradled it. It just looked funny coming out. I assumed it was tipped.
Certainly.
My eyes have watched quite a bit of lacrosse, and I know yours have too. So the winner of this game will be interested in seeing the next game, because that would be the opponent of the winner of this game. The winner of, ooh, that's coming in high right there. We have a flag on the play.
I know certainly the teams will be trying to get in the zone, but I'd imagine we're seeing a few coaches in the stands behind us just scouting out these two teams and seeing what to expect. But
yeah, I mean, you don't want to look ahead if you're a coach, but you have to do your due diligence. So if you're a team like England, who had a win earlier today, or if you're Israel, I'm positive they have at least a couple of their coaching staff are probably here checking it out. They may be watching the Lax TV simulcast here, the production that we're part of here. That as well. There's a lot of scouting involved, and they will look to put their best foot forward moving forward.
I think
2 guys will be in.
Might be another unsportsmanlike here. That's one thing about this Italian side. Anyone who's scouting them at home, they do give away quite a lot of cheap penalties. We saw it in previous games, and today they've had quite a few unsportsmanlikes that just no real need for.
No, that check was definitely high when they came. There's a goal. Then
that's a fantastically worked goal.
Really nice.
It's come off those penalties, but the pass from Pavel Search kicked to that back corner very nicely. That's number 14, I think it is. Bartusek.
Number 14, Kaden Bartusek.
Really nice, though. I mean, that's a quick man up that they got right there. They got that one really quick, and both of those penalties were, in fact, personal fouls. So they're still going to serve those. The time's still running, though.
Certainly, and a face-off win there from Czechia, and they'll look to press it quickly. As you say, with 2 penalties in the box, they kick it across.
Last time they had 2 when they were in this situation.
There's a big ripper.
They do again.
That was number 18, Driesal, with that finish. Fantastic. He looked like he was going to move it on, but the lane just opened up for him, and he just put it past the Italian keeper, who they have had a change themselves. That came just after that timeout. It's Lorenzo Soloretti in net. He's had a rough first couple of minutes, and he won't be thanking his team for the 4-man zone he's had to play in. Both penalties are released now.
No, I mean, in my coaching career, you always want to cash in a 6-on-4. I mean, that's just, it should happen, even, at this level of play, if you have the sticks. And Czechia, kudos to them for getting it done. Nice job.
There's a lot of calls from the Italian bench that maybe that should have been a slash, but let's see if he's in the crease. No. Fantastic. He just ate that check really well.
Number
5. Put it inside to Bonizzoni, who done really well with the finish inside.
Yeah, that's a real nice little look right there. Great celebration after. It's one of those ones where, it looks, it appears one of these sort of starting attackmen hooks up a guy who maybe, doesn't score a ton of goals out there. It's hard to when you have Piatelli, and Bell who score an awful lot of goals. So really nice get. Nice to see the celebration, having fun with your teammates. And that's what it's all about here. Lacrosse is such a great sport. Makes the world small in that, everyone here has a passion for the sport. I know you and I are both here, and it's not like we're, on the payroll of anybody to be here. We sort of jumped in, volunteered. And I don't know about you, but I've been enjoying every minute of it during this tournament.
Certainly have. It's been good to see how far the game's come in Europe over the last few years.
Outside.
See these sides battling it out on a big stage, and there's a side netting shot there.
And also too, I think it's been a really celebration of Wrocław, Poland. It's a beautiful city. Poland itself has been great. I was here last summer as well. We have Czechia playing today. I had a chance to go to Prague last summer. It was about a 4-hour drive away. Almost a big hit right there.
Yeah, he's got it back for his side.
Aggressive.
He wouldn't have thanked him for that past Martin Bowles, just as the defender was approaching him. Kicks it on now.
it's a big undertaking to you know, commit to host a tournament like this, and you know, just the organizational committee here, Rutzhoff, you know, everyone involved has done such a great job.
Gets his hands free there. Matthias Knotek, he's had a couple goals today.
We're in stop time now.
We are within 2 minutes. So the clock is stopping every time the ball goes dead. Give it to the Czechs. They fought right till the end. I think in that end of that first quarter, 6-0. It looked like it could have turned into an absolute beating, and
Push right there.
you know, to put nearly 10 goals up against this Italian side who've looked so good earlier in the tournament, I think it's a massive bonus for them that they'll definitely take going into that next game, into their playoff as they look to finish.
Yeah, I mean, with a running time situation the way we have it, to put up 18 goals in this sort of a format, that's quite a bit of offense. And not to mention, they've had multiple two-man down situations where you're not going to score, and that was for multiple minutes. So this just high-powered offense is clicking on all cylinders. You know, Italy's been impressive today. Good effort by the Czech team too, though, I have to say.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Just looking to kill the clock a little bit, just taking it out. Less than 30. I say that as the ball trickles out. Czechia get the opportunity to clear with 26 seconds on the clock.
They'll have one more chance maybe to break double digits right here, get a 10th goal.
That would be a massive positive. Obviously, they don't know who they're going to face yet.
Right.
But it's either going to be a very tough Ireland team or a very tough Germany team. They'll want to win that game to guarantee they get their spot.
Right. I mean, so it's one of those situations where 7 of the 8 teams in the quarterfinal will make it to Japan. So,
of course,
you know,
the 7th, 8th playoff is one of the 3 games that's being hosted here on Saturday, and with good reason, because it is a very important game. And this Czech side, although they bow out here, they'll hope that they're not a part of that game and they can secure their spot in the next round. But we do have Italy advancing, a very fluid attack and a lot of exciting goals, and of course driving force of Angelo Venuto on the face-off, winning the majority of the draws for them, puts them into that next round.
Yep, they can book their stamp their ticket to get to Tokyo.
Certainly, and don't leave us just yet. We're going to have a couple of interviews going on with players from both sides, so stay in, hear what their thoughts were on the game, and then of course we've got Wales warming up on the far side. They're taking on Greece. That'll be an interesting matchup, so stick around on Lax TV. And
we have one more quarterfinal later tonight. We'll have the Ireland-Germany game, 4-5.
But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. I've been Fraser Hunter. To my right, I've had Marty Hawkin. It's been an absolute pleasure calling this game for you. See you on the flip side.
Commercial break. We've been really busy over the past 2 years developing our very own women's lacrosse stick.
We are really, really proud of it. So stop by the shop. We would love to tell you more about it.
Good Stick Co. Come get a stick. Good Stick Company is here to manufacture and produce lacrosse sticks locally here in the Czech Republic. Our mission is to make lacrosse more accessible so more kids can have access to affordable, high-quality equipment so more people can play this game and we can share this sport around the world. Our philosophy on pricing is quite simple. By removing all these different logistics and these middlemen in the manufacturing process of lacrosse sticks, we can pass those savings on to you. We can make these quality lacrosse sticks affordable for more people.
We honor our indigenous roots and international history. Lacrosse is more than a game. We play with speed, heart, and precision. Young, modern, electric, inclusive, growing across the globe. Lacrosse is everyone's sport, governed globally by World Lacrosse. We honor our indigenous roots and international history. Lacrosse is more than a game. We play with speed, heart, and precision. Young, modern, electric, inclusive, growing across the globe. Lacrosse is everyone's sport, governed globally by World Lacrosse.
Poland and Slovakia. Slovakia won.
No way. Wow.
Game. Thank you.
Not the correct one.
Czechia. So Matejas, the game didn't go the way that you wanted it to go today, but there's still some positives. What are you going to build on for the next game?
I think we need to build on our better defense, yeah, and settle in offense. And I think that's all. That's all what we need. Like.
And you guys have really good chemistry. You work well as a team. What's your favorite thing to do with your teammates outside of lacrosse?
I mean, hanging around with them. It's like we are a great group. I'm happy to meet the guy from America as well. And everything. They are great. And yeah, and playing some FIFA. Yeah.
We'll do one more. Is there anything that you want to say to anybody watching back home?
Ahoj mami, ahoj tati. Yeah, and that's all.
Awesome. That is Matejas, number 2, game versus Italy, European Men's Lacrosse Championships in Wrocław.
I'm joined here on the sidelines by number 14, Ryan Bell, after Italy defeats Czechia 18-9. Ryan, your offenses looked amazing. You guys are scoring 15-plus goals a game. How have you connected with the Piatelli brothers, Brian and John, to just get that ball moving, get the ball in the back of the net?
No, yeah, I think really it is just spacing. You know, we're having great spacing out there and just moving the ball fast and just having great flow. So just playing simple lacrosse and not really overcomplicating anything. So.
Now, with this game, not only do you earn your spot in the semifinals of this tournament, you're earning your spot in Japan in 2027. Explain what that means to you, to Italy lacrosse.
No, yeah, it's a surreal feeling. I mean, we're going to celebrate, obviously not too much, but I mean, no, I'm joking. But we're going to have a good time and obviously look over this game, get better, because there's a bunch of stuff that we can do to get better and move on and get to the next step. So.
Now, for you personally, what has been your favorite part of this experience here in Poland, the most fun you've had so far?
I'd honestly say just meeting the Italian guys. You know, we have a bunch of guys from Milan and just in Italy, so it's really cool just living with them for these past 10 days and getting to know them and just, you know, just grow the sport of lacrosse in Italy.
One more time, Ryan Bell, as Italy defeats Czechia 18-9 here at the 2025 European Men's Lacrosse Championships.
Commercial break! We've been really busy over the past 2 years developing our very own women's lacrosse stick.
We are really, really proud of it. So stop by the shop. We would love to tell you more about it.
Good Stick Co. Come get a stick. Good Stick Company is here to manufacture and produce lacrosse sticks locally here in the Czech Republic. Our mission is to make lacrosse more accessible so more kids can have access to affordable, high-quality equipment so more people can play this game and we can share this sport around the world. Our philosophy on pricing is quite simple. By removing all these different logistics and these middlemen in the manufacturing process of lacrosse sticks, we can pass those savings on to you. We can make these quality lacrosse sticks affordable for more people.
We honor our indigenous roots and international history. Lacrosse is more than a game. We play with speed, heart, and precision. Young, modern, electric, inclusive, growing across the globe. Lacrosse is everyone's sport, governed globally by World Lacrosse. We honor our indigenous roots and international history. Lacrosse is more than a game. We play with speed, heart, and precision. Young, modern, electric, inclusive, growing across the globe. Lacrosse is everyone's sport, governed globally by World Lacrosse.
because they're in our hotel. Yeah. So that's cool. Coach, yeah. Big Claire Bell. Very cool. Very cool. Wow. Wow. You guys are having quite the summer. Wow. Wow. Good parents. What would your parents say about your experience? Can you tell them? More money? For what? Morgan's not going to like that. Well, you didn't graduate yet. This is a post-graduation internship.
I did an internship in the Binghamton Bulldogs.
Of course, yeah. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry.